Hello, friends. Merry Christmas. If you're watching this on Christmas Day, thank you. And if not, hey, I hope you'll enjoy it after Christmas. But hey, the message is the same. You know, Luke is always used as kind of the Christmas text, Luke chapter 2. Well, I'm going to use a passage in Luke that I believe tells us the meaning of Christmas, why Christ came. It's not found in Luke 2. It's found in Luke chapter 19. You remember singing this song when you were little. Zacchaeus was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. Yeah, Zacchaeus is a tax collector, basically seen as a traitor. He's working for Rome. He's basically a crook. He always took more than he needed because whatever he took over what Rome required, he got to keep. And we know that he's rich, and so no one liked him. If you saw him coming down the street, you went the other way, or you crossed the street, you didn't make contact with him. But there, in the story of Zacchaeus, Jesus makes a declaration of why he came. He said, the Son of Man has come to seek and to save that which is lost. A little bit about this. The Son of Man, you remember, we started at Mark 10:45. Now we're ending day 5 with Luke 19:10. I believe the Son of Man is basically, and if you stop and think about it, he's identifying with who we are. He is identifying with our humanity. So Jesus entered the human race, became one of us, and he becomes totally accessible to us. He experiences the same things we do: sadness, weakness, suffering, disappointment, hunger, temptation. He experienced everything we did, yet without sin. But then here's why he came: to seek and to save the lost, to bring them home to God, to reconcile them to God through faith in him, to provide a way of escape from the judgment of God, and that he did this by paying our penalty at the cross. You see, that's the meaning of Christmas. That's why Jesus came, our Redeemer, and he has now come to save us. No, the Son of Man has come to seek and to save that which was lost. That's the essence of the message of Christmas. One time I heard a story about a farmer, that he had a heart of stone, didn't care much about the things of religion or Christ, and his family went to a Christmas Eve service. And he stayed at home. And while he stayed at home, it was dark, it was cold, it was snowy. And lo and behold, there were some birds trapped out in the yard, just beating against his window, trying to get in. And he thought to himself, what can I do to help them? And he said, well, I got an old barn out there. I'll turn the light on in that barn. And they wouldn't go in, so he thought he'd try to scare them in. That didn't work. He thought he'd try to give some food and lead them in. That didn't work. And he sat there and he thought, man, how can I keep these birds from freezing? And then he thought, if only I could become one of them, I could lead them to safety. I could lead them to a home. And then it hit him. That's what Christ came to do for us. He became one of us, and he saves us from the worst. That story, of course, came from Paul Harvey, who used to share that every Christmas. I always remember it every Christmas when I think of Zacchaeus and when I think about why Christ came. Merry Christmas. I hope you and yours have a great celebration, but celebrate the fact that he has come. Now you know why. Also, let me remind you, join us in January when we come back with Season 2, Part 2, Who Died and Made You King. As you remember, we're in the middle of Jehoshaphat and Ahab, and you got Elijah and Elisha, and you got like kind of the golden era there, and so many great stories. I can't wait to see you there and see what God has in store for us as we look at Who Died and Made You King. Merry Christmas, Fuquay.